It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the reigning AFC champs and the Titans. Next on Madden Football.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The whole of downtown Nashville likely still reverberating with the sounds of the Titans taking the field a moment ago. They're ready for football as their Titans are set to match up with the New England Patriots. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has, and how the game...
Jake Bailey ready to do the honors. And we are underway here on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here are the Titans now for their first drive. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 17 carries, 90 yards, and a touchdown.
He's the number 2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to number 1 because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their linemen. Could be a gold watch in their future if he becomes the leading rusher.
Henry again on second down. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
I remember watching Derrick Henry come out of Alabama and sitting with some scouts, and one of the debate points with him was, while at Bama, how often did he have to deal with contact near the line of scrimmage? They were so good up front that he often got to the second level pretty easily. I think he's starting to answer those questions with runs like that. He's a physical guy.
He pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, second down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. That throw good for only a couple and brings up third down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred the defense. That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. Third down conversion here is big. And we were down on the field watching Henry warm up before the game. He's a big man. No wonder he breaks those tackles.
And you remember what I told you when we were watching? It's not all pads.
Yeah.
When you get him out of pads and just see him in a regular suit or an outfit, he is a huge human being and a lot faster than what people know. When he gets rolling, he's a lot to bring down.
2nd and 8.
In 2nd and 8.
Wilson. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. Now Brown, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. So now the Patriots getting set to take over on offense. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 19 carries, 104 yards, and a score as well.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
From the 25 on second down, Jones. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
It's a gain of 23 yards.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. It makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Rolling to his left. Along the sideline, it's his man Henry making the catch. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Pitch and catch there good for 13. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Their fullback try and push the pile. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Throwing Jones. And right side, Henry's got it. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They'll try to run with Harris. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Damian Harris, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Pats have taken the early lead. Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Titans coming back onto the field for their 2nd drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here?
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do.
How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 43 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw into the hands of Boyle here. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another first down. Ready for the second quarter from Tennessee, and it's the homestanding Titans in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Henry. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit.
And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Yeah, that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact, and in his mind just screamed, out of my way, and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Take it in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. 4-4, their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed? He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
But he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Now it's Wilson. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hall. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Good spot on the field to go for it. Kind of no man's land, as they call it, and it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter is telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow. Might be too far for the field goal, so it gives you a great chance to go for it. Personally, if you have those tendencies to be aggressive as a head coach, you kind of like this spot because it gives you the decision to go ahead and go for it when you want to anyway.
On second down, here's Henry. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Throwing is Wilson. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
Justin Morwasser on for the field goal. 7-yard attempt.
And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right, and this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. Was a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards. So many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's who you're looking for.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Jones. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Off-play action, Jones. Now he steps away. This is Smith with a grab. And he will have a Patriots 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They run the counter. It's Harris. Oh, he bowls over it. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
And that's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. Powers pat, and he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Damian Harris, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Patriots have taken the lead. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was Damian Harris who finished things off with a touchdown run. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. Now he's having himself a little bit of a banner game. His team right now, though, losing.
Needs a little bit of help, and I kind of equate it to a basketball game where you have the big score, and sometimes your strategy is, okay, he can go ahead and have all of his points. Let's hold down everyone else, and that's the way you win the game. And right now, he needs everyone else.
And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Well, Derrick Henry, the league's leading rusher in 2019. You wouldn't think a man that big could motor like that, but he can all right, and he proved it right there.
And that's his 2nd touchdown run of this game, and this one, and a high degree of difficulty to it as well. I'm absolutely marveling at how effortless he makes this look. I mean, let's face it, he had a long way to go. But how about the vision, the creativity with the football in his hands? It's really something to watch.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. New England trying to get a place on offense. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated. Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit.
They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
And that will be incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Wilson now to throw on third down. This will be caught by Brown. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. To throw again is Wilson. Pass incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because any incompletions on first and second down, now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
On third down, Wilson. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Patriots take over. The Patriots with the football here late in this first half as they will take over here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. Open target here, Darius Slayton. Now the Patriots are going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Working with 2nd and 5 now. Back to throw. Jones. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Jones on first down. He gets it complete to Harris. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. Darius Slayton in the final seconds of the first half. And the Patriots have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. So the drive there, 5 plays, 80 yards. And it ends with a New England touchdown. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. And he'll find Hall. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback.
Let's go. Let's go.
So here are the Patriots to take over. They're trying to get back on track following the loss to Buffalo a week ago. But the good news, they've got the lead right now here in the football 1st and 10. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 69 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
They go play action here on 1st down. That ball caught by Slayton. And he's brought down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. The tackle was by the Boston College product, Harold Landry.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less.
And it's a fumble. It's picked up by the Titans. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues
And Henry's hit. He lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Wilson's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 43.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
And he loses the football a second time. And it's picked up by the Patriots. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. The broken tackle, but couldn't create much space. Down just beyond the 35. Kevin Byard up to make the tackle. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Jones. He'll air this one out for Kirk. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to have this all the way down deep into Tennessee territory. A big play there for New England. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield. On first down, Harris. And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skill showing the power, but just not much room to operate. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 87 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Harris. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Damian Harris taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Patriots add on to their lead. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Derrick Henry and the rest of the Titans offense about ready to roll again. And this has been a game of contrast somewhat. As you see, he's had success moving the ball on the ground. That fumble on the last drive, though, that's now 2 that he's lost in this game.
And that's where it really hurts and makes things difficult on a coach because you mentioned the success he's having, yet if he keeps turning it over, it negates all of that success. Take care of the football, and he's headed for a big game.
Big Christian Barmore was there on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They go play action with Wilson. This is Lazard with a catch out left. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. They go play action now. Wilson. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. Bust through the tackle and give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Brett Kern now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Pats at the line, ready to go. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They'll run. Here's Harris. Finds a seam inside the 40. And finally brought down at the 38. 115 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
They'll run on 1st down. Harris. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not...
And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. The sack by Harold Landry, the former Boston College Eagle. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. This one now not over yet, Charles. You've got a sliver of hope on that other sideline.
You certainly do, because that would have made it a 3-score game, and that probably would have been curtains at that point. But now if they can get down the field quickly and somehow get the ball back one more time, we may have a different ball game.
A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Again to Henry. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Second down, they go again with Henry. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, if you're going to give out a little applause on that play, it has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now it's Wilson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on first down, even though he's still in the pocket. He had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
On second and goal, Wilson. Caught on the slant. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Titans have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. Instead, it's incomplete. Boy, that really could have turned this one upside down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off play action. Jones. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Christian Fulton. And the Titans are right back in this football game. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They begin with Henry. Powers through him. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
But sometimes, Brad, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's Hall. Touchdown, Titans. A big play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Titans are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And partner, we've got a tie game. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Here comes Mac Jones and the rest of the Patriot offense. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting the lead. So you're not playing that way. You got to go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play.
A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. On first down, it's Harris. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
They'll run on first down. It's Harris. And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. A potential field goal, if you're thinking about that, almost 55 yards from here as they try to get closer on 3rd down. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
On the ground, it's Harris. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll try to right side with Harris. A little second effort there on the strong run. And then drop just inside of the 20. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. On the give, this is Harris. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They hand this off to Harris. And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line. Give him 9 yards on the carry there. A good run. And now 2nd and goal. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be... But you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
They'll try and run with Harris. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that...
And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They've just likely won this thing in regulation. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. Well, going in.